Greetings to my fellow Americans who value freedom, to my fellow members of this planet in the UK, in Australia, in Deutschland, in Japan, in Nigeria, who value freedom. Of course, I'm not leaving out all the other places. I know there's still a few Canucks who are not under Trudeau's jackboot. Come on. Come on, Justin. Come on. Come on. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That simple simp wouldn't actually come at me. He'd know better than to come at me. And I'm not even tough. Anyway, those of you who value freedom, those of you who have your own minds and use them, those of you who question, you question. I don't mean you can be ugly, but I don't even mean ugly. I just mean you question, saying, well, where did you get that? How did you get that? Where do you know that? What's your support? Those of you who could be on a jury because you expect and wait for the evidence before you pronounce your judgment. Greetings. There are a lot of us, I know that. We have been too complacent, too passive, too quiet for too long. One of the reasons I do this, which doesn't go anywhere, doesn't get to anybody, no traction, no anything. One of the reasons I do this is that should our civilization fall, I will have on record that I spoke, that I called out those who cheered, who were cheered for the assassination attempt on former President Trump, candidate Trump, who were disappointed in the assassin not missing. I am calling out Kathy, what's her name? I'm not even going to give her the credit, who held up the picture, the ones who are so absolutely full of themselves, sure of themselves, that they are comfortable with murdering someone. Called them out. I called them out. It won't mean anything. It won't go anywhere. Nobody asks me, but I'm putting it on here because the internet is forever. I'm also putting it out here because I think that we, those who are living our lives, those who have a full range of reasonable thoughts and ideas and concepts, who don't share the same opinion about everything, but nevertheless respect other people's rights to their own opinions. This is the danger we are in today. There are many, and it has become exposed. There are many who do not tolerate any opinion other than their own. You can't laugh, you can't joke, you can't criticize, you can't object, you can't mock, you can't do anything before they try to shut you down. What kind of society is that? What kind of world is that? We've lived it before. We've experienced this before in human history. What kind of society is that? Time to ask ourselves those questions, to really be clear. Up front, out there, here it is. What kind of society is that? That is a society in the United States experience where McCarthyism was recognized as oppressive and borderline totalitarian. It was borderline because he was only a senator. He didn't have more power than that. But McCarthyism was an idea and a response of you must declare, I'm not a communist. No, I'm not a communist. Because they would cancel you. You think cancel culture is new? Those who do the canceling culture, whatever the wording would be, they didn't create anything new. McCarthy and the McCarthyites did it in the US in the early 1950s, to the point where people had to first declare they weren't communists. And here's what sober-minded people thought later. While communism, controlled from Moscow, is dedicated to overthrowing this country, this government, the Western world, an individual person in the United States whose political affiliation is communist, they have the right to do that. They have the right to be that. It's only when they engage in activities that are anti-American and against the United States, subversive against the United States, that there's a problem. But not just because they vote communist. Sober-minded people realize that. Sober-minded people declared that long after McCarthyism, right after McCarthyism, and long time after. We've now entered a new age where you cannot criticize. What can't you criticize? You can't criticize burn, loot, and mayhem. You cannot criticize liberal, progressive Democrats. You cannot criticize anybody who is only the rug's been pulled off of that. The cover's being pulled off of that. These people cheered for that someone was, there was an attempt to murder someone. They cheered. They groaned and were disappointed that that attempt failed. These people wanted someone murdered. Morals and values, do you have them? These people, the rug was pulled off, the cover was pulled off, when so many of them would not say anything against Hamas, a terrorist organization. They are literally a terrorist organization that uses their own people, supposedly their people, as human shields. And these Americans and British and Canadians and whoever else would not declare, would not state, would not acknowledge that Hamas engaged in terroristic attacks on individual citizens, private citizens, non-combatants, non-military. They did not, would not, still have not acknowledged that Hamas engaged in terroristic attacks on Israelis. Oh, that's right. By the way, the rug has come off and the mask has come off. Guess what? Yo, Jew, if you forgot you were a Jew, they're going to show you you're a Jew. Even if you were on their side, you're still, to them, you're still a Jew. Why would you be with them? So why would you be with them if they think you're a Jew? Regardless of what you believe, they think you're a Jew. And you'll continue to be a Jew unless you do everything that they say, and then you will still be a Jew. Bernie Sanders. You're still a Jew to them. So that's it. Quick put out there again, follow up to the previous vid that I uploaded, previous comments that I'm doing for myself because I am almost insane. So I got to do something to try to take a little bit of the edge off. And I'm also doing it so that in the future, when people go back and say, didn't anybody say anything? Here's a lone voice, apparently, who's saying something. We're better than this. We will not, should not let these Marxist, communist, leftist, liberal, progressive Democrats, or whoever they are, Trudeauites, or whoever Jacinda, whatever her name was, in what used to be a free country with free thinking people. Comment below. Join the discussion. Ramp it up. Come on. Be silent no more. You don't have to post. Join me. Son of Liberty 2020. I'm liberty2020 at gmail.com. taverntalks.locals.com. See you next time.